Welcome to the second episode of the GameDay Louisville podcast. Today we have Nappy Nerd, aka Nick Price.
Hello.
Now I've known you for years.
Yep.
When did I meet you actually? I think I was 18.
Yeah, I'd say 18.
18. And we were both still technically natural. No HRT back then.
No HRT.
No nothing.
We were just raw dogging it.
Just raw dogging it. Well, and back then a lot of people, so we had a really good base before we started doing anything else. Before we started experimenting with peptides and taking it, because I heard someone say, a lot of the stuff is if you're already at 90%, it takes you to 100. Like it doesn't bring someone from 0% to 100. Like you have to do the baseline work, and then you get to build up to something like TRT
Absolutely.
or peptides, something of that nature. So for you, what was your journey like discovering like, I should probably look into TRT, and like what was that like for you?
So for me, I always thought that I was good, like from a natural standpoint with my testosterone levels. And then I started getting more blood work done as the years went on. And I realized there was a pattern where I was just chronically low. Fatigue, brain fog. I mean, everything hurt essentially, joints, ligaments. So essentially what happened is I got my blood work done, came out very low. I was below the reference range. My estradiol was actually at a 7, and I believe the starting point health-wise is a 40. So that would explain the joints. So from there, started on TRT, and it was a slow process, worked my way up in the dosage, and I kind of found my sweet spot. I went up to 200, and then actually as of now, I dropped it down to 160 just because 200 is not going to work for everybody. Mm-hmm. Some people are going to be a hyper responder to it. Others can tolerate it better than some other individuals. Myself, it amped me up a little too much, so I brought it down to kind of like bring me even keel. Mm-hmm. It's been a great experience so far. I mean, there was a little bit of a adaptation phase where I needed to like streamline some things and bring some things back into working order. So got my diet back to where it was, obviously pretty regimented with the gym, everything like that. TRT won't work for you if you're not going to make lifestyle changes. Like, sure, you'll bring your testosterone up, but in terms of the health benefits, the performance benefits, unless you have all your other ducks in a row, I mean, you're just adding something else into the mix for no reason.
Yeah.
Like TRT is not going to fix everything. You also have to adjust your lifestyle to it. Mm-hmm. So that's basically, sleep, hydration, diet, exercise. Like you have to have those things in working order before you just hop on TRT willy-nilly.
Yeah. When a lot of people don't realize that when you are on TRT, the grass is greener on the other side, because when you naturally produce testosterone, you drop every day. Yeah. Like you might wake up at 600 and end the day at 300. Mm-hmm. But think about all the things during your day that maybe require a little more testosterone in your system. Like maybe you have a wife at home, or you need to like work later and do these other things. Being on HRT allows you to have energy for those things later. So if you feel like you have a really hard 5 o'clock crash, like TRT is kind of the fix there.
Yeah.
And at least for all the studies that we've seen, all the literature, there is no side effect of having higher testosterone levels. I'm not talking like super physiological of like 5,000 nanograms.
Yeah, just the upper reference range.
Just upper reference range that most people would have naturally. Mm-hmm. Like I know people who are naturally 1,300, which is annoying because I have to.
It is very annoying.
Which I have to take testosterone to be like just that. Mm-hmm. I had a kid from my high school send me blood work, and he was 50 on his free testosterone, and I was like, "What?
Yeah, 50 is a little low."
No, for free, not total.
Oh, free?
Free.
Oh, no, that's pretty good.
That was high as hell. Like me on TRT is like 38, and I was like, dude, I'm like, you have killer genetics. Do you ever try working out?
I always thought you were probably the upper threshold just because your voice is so freaking deep.
Well, and the thing is, I really wasn't. Like,
yeah,
I was, when I got my blood work done on enclomiphene, which I was doing like 12.5 milligrams a day, which for everybody, enclomiphene is a great alternative if you don't want to do TRT to boost your testosterone levels with very, very minimal side effects. And it actually helps fertility. So you can like kind of get the best of both worlds. It won't do as much as testosterone, just a note. But I was at 844 for my total testosterone. That was on enclomiphene. So in my head, I'm pretty sure I was around the 400s. But I had my filmmaking days, which I'm sure destroyed my testosterone. Being up late,
you were
partying.
doing a lot of things with the filmmaking industry that, while don't get me wrong, it got you to where you are.
Yeah.
It was great. But I mean, the lack of sleep and all that, I mean, your hormones are going to be all over the place. And I mean, your energy levels are never going to be stable. Like if you're not getting adequate sleep, hydration, I mean, drinking, partying, all that kind of stuff, that's all going to crush your body's systems. Like essentially, you're going to crash yourself. I mean, yeah, in college and all that, partying, drinking, I mean, the college lifestyle, it's not conducive to optimal hormonal benefits.
No, not
Best
at all.
way to put it.
Well, and I'm always curious, like, why is it that men's testosterone nowadays is decreasing? Like, why are most guys becoming like less duty and more like, if you laugh at
Duty, that's the word.
Duty, less bro, less masculine. There you go. Big words,
I
masculine.
like masculine a lot more than duty.
Okay, whatever. 5-year-old laughing.
I mean, yeah. I mean, listen, no matter your testosterone level, men are kids. Like,
Facts.
period.
Facts.
I don't know. There's a lot of people are thinking it has something to do with microplastics. I mean, just environmental factors. Your diet will definitely do that. Processed foods. You also have to look into the lifestyle compared to back when, our parents, our grandparents were like, I don't know, moving and grooving. Most of their jobs were pretty laborious or moving around. They were always playing outside, things like that, versus now, which we have we lean more towards the sedentary lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like a lot of jobs are at a desk. No one really gets up and focuses on steps. When they get off, they want fast food or something quick, which is understandable because if you're exhausted from work, you're like, I don't want to cook. I don't want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
That's where discipline and all that comes into play. I mean, there's a lot of different things. I mean, I would say a lot of it probably has to do with, in terms of diet, processed foods and everything. I mean, if you're not giving your body the optimal, like, healthy fats, like for instance, from eggs, ground beef, things like that, you're probably not going to put your body in a state where it can actually make its own testosterone. Because without, let's put it this way. So the late 90s, early 2000s, everyone fell for it. There was that huge fad, low fat to fat free, everything. Fat's bad for you. Fat will make you fat. Yep. I guarantee you half of everyone's like hormones dropped by like 75% from that phase.
Yeah.
Like, cause we weren't fueling ourselves. We weren't putting anything in our body that was going to allow our body to produce those hormones. We were just we were basically saying to our bodies, we don't want you to do anything. Just chill.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to do our thing. And if you want to stop working, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like we kind of hit an off switch when we went that. And now, it's slowly shifting back. The FDA recently put eggs, ground beef and all that on the healthier options. And they took things like cereal and all that off the help. So now things are starting to swing in a direction to where it makes a lot more sense compared to what our childhood was. Now, I'm not going to say our childhood was bad. It wasn't bad. I mean, hell, I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I'll still have a bowl here and there. I don't care how old I am. But most of my diet's not going to be cereal.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be good foods.
Yeah. And everyone's like, there's so many different ways to go about dieting and nutrition, but it's good to know the staples of like, cholesterol downstream turns into testosterone. Like that's what cholesterol's for in the body. And you have your HDL and LDL and you have to understand those ratios. So, and of course, like you talk to a clinician, they'll walk you through your blood work, but it's good to have your own ideology too, because a clinician can tell you all day what to do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're the one changing the blood work.
Yeah. You're accountable for your actions.
You're the dude who's going to change that meter if your hematocrit's way too high, which even that's like a debatable topic, and like all the things of that nature. So that's where I just want to educate people to be like, hey, these are the things you can do to help change these things in the right direction of like, it's fine to eat eggs in the morning. It's fine to have fats. Don't be in a stupid caloric surplus where you're just like putting on a lot of fat.
Yeah. I mean, people have to have their own self-discipline and willpower too. I mean, sure. If you put ice cream in front of me, yeah, I'm going to go for what I consider the healthier option. Now, granted, depends context, circumstance. Like you do it every once in a while. It's not a big deal. There's nothing wrong with that. You can work any food into your day as long as majority wise, your food choices are on the better side. But like, I mean, if you have a pint of Ben and Jerry's in front of me, yeah, I'm going to look at that, go, that looks really good. And I want that. And this is not me demonizing foods, but if you if you pay attention to nutritional facts and labels, a pint of Ben and Jerry's is like 1,300 calories. Most people, their maintenance calories, it can range anywhere from 2,000 to, I'm just talking the average person, to 2,600. Now, that's not even factoring in physical activity and things like that. So if you're sedentary and you're eating a pint of Ben and Jerry's on top of fast food,
that's
and all
like
that,
more than half of your caloric intake for the day.
Not even to mention every other choice like Starbucks, and you're just loading it up with sugar. I mean, you're already well over your calories, and that's just from sugars and fats.
Yeah.
Like you're not even getting the adequate protein to help maintain muscle mass, joint health, ligaments. You're just bombarding yourself with sugar, which, you know, that catches up to you at some point. You could develop diabetes. You could, insulin resistance, everything like that. And then you're talking further health complications down the line. If you dial in the diet and make moderately healthy decisions, and there's nothing wrong with a drink here and there, but just understand that alcohol as a whole is never going to be a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a toxin at the end of the day. It's a social lubricant. It's fun to do. I'm not going to knock people from doing it, but if you're drinking every single day, you're not going to have a good quality of life. Like I don't care what you say. You're not.
Well, funny enough, I had a story that I posted on Instagram that was what's more damaging to the human body, alcohol abuse or like testosterone or just basic stuff of that nature, like peptides, things, everything with that. Most people think testosterone, like, oh, he's injecting himself with something. That's weird. But surprisingly enough, I had like 98% of people vote alcohol abuse. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I'm a little skewed because my audience is all towards that stuff. But
well, the past couple of years, you've seen a lot more companies and a lot more people. They've done quite a few surveys on this. People prefer non-alcoholic beverages versus alcohol now. And now that doesn't mean they're completely leaning towards sobriety. There's that term Cali sober, which is like a lot of these new seltzers coming to market, which I'm a fan of. I'm not going to knock them whatsoever. Like microdose THC seltzers, all that. I prefer that over alcohol because alcohol has lingering effects.
Yeah.
It's going to continue to screw you up even the next day. You're going to notice after a night of drinking, whether it's a couple drinks or whatever, you're probably going to have heightened anxiety. You're probably going to have more depressive episodes. Your sleep quality, if you track it, you're going to notice your sleep is terrible.
You get like 30 minutes of REM and that's it.
Not even that, but your appetite's going to be all over the place the next day. I mean, alcohol has a time and a place. We live in the bourbon state.
Yeah.
It's not even good. It's fine in moderation.
Yeah.
Like maybe one drink every so often, something like that. And, you can go out and have a good night and have a few drinks. I've done it. You've done it. We've all done it.
Yeah.
Just don't make it a habit. And if you want, like there's, I don't know, they're not sponsored or anything, but like companies like Hector's or like, what's the one? Delta. There's a company called Delta where they have like a 5 and a 10 milligram drink. I would prefer those because those get you a buzz and you feel nice on them, but you don't feel like you're out of control.
Yeah.
Like that's another thing with alcohol. Like, leaning more towards me. If I feel like I'm not in control, I don't like it. I like to have enough awareness to know what's going on around me. And granted, if you're drinking, you're usually around people you like, or at least I would hope so.
Yeah.
But there's other options out there. I think people are starting to realize that alcohol is not cracked up to what everyone makes it out to be.
It's the day after. It's like you have people always say you sacrifice like 2-3 days you drink. You get the night you drink, you get the day after, and then like your performance is decreased for like the next 2 days. So it's like, okay, is this one night really worth like 3 days of my week being gone?
The ROI is just not there.
Yeah. Where's the ROI?
Yeah. So I'll tell you the last time I went out and had a few drinks, and by few, I mean more than 3.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't fully recover, or at least felt like I didn't fully recover for at least, so this was on a Saturday, late Tuesday, early Wednesday. I mean, you're talking almost half your week.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I got things to do in life. I got things I want to do. I don't want to deal with that.
Yep.
That's not fun to me.
Well, and that's why there's a new alternative coming around for a lot of stuff, like, because people are always like, how can I optimize my mental state? Because mental health's a big crisis nowadays, especially in dudes.
Optimize my mental state. I like that.
Yeah, I got to figure that out. That's why I like peptides so much, because like Semax rocks my world. Like, love that. I feel so much better. The mood, like, I got my girlfriend to try it. She loves it too. And she's like, oh, my mood's like so much better now. And I'm like, I like when you're in a better mood too. This is better for both of us. You're like, this is really good. You should be in a good mood more often.
Happy life.
Right. But you have that. You have cerebral lysin. You have
Selank.
Like, there's so many different neural peptides, which I'm not sure which ones are. And also, the market's so crazy. Compound pharmacies will go in and out of like if they're going to take it or not. That's one thing, you know, we deal with sometimes. Like, all right, what peptides can we have right now before the FDA or somebody's like, eh.
So Semax and Selank, for instance, those have been pharmaceuticals in Russia for a long time.
Forever.
Yeah, they have been prescribed for years in Russia, specifically for anything from depression, anxiety. I mean, Semax is even used for like over there, ADHD, things like that. Now, granted, different mechanisms of action. Semax is more stimulating, if you will. Selank is more like anxiety based. So it definitely mellows you out, but you have like this calm focus. Whereas Semax is more of gives you this like kind of energetic get up and go kind of feeling. Now it's not, you can't compare it to like, I don't know, psychostimulants or anything like that, like Adderall and all that. Those are a different category altogether, but it's a good alternative for people that don't want to do that. Or like any of the non-stimulant ADHD medications like, I don't know, Strattera and things like that. But personally, Selank is awesome. I love it. Semax is awesome. Love that too. Another thing about a lot of these peptides is they have a way to kind of, I don't know if regulate's the right word, but fine tune your central nervous system. So like, let's say you work out intensely all the time, every day. You should give yourself some rest, yes. But if you really have to push it, you'll notice after your workout, like you're pretty much just done for the day. So if you work out in the morning and you have to go to work or do something afterwards, you're gonna be roughing it for a little bit. But for instance, Semax, what is it, 500 micrograms total, or this is from personal experience. So 250 micrograms pre and post workout. I'm good to go for the rest of the day. Like I am perfectly fine. I don't have brain fog. I don't have fatigue. I'm still able to focus on something, get things done and move around and not feel like I need a 2-hour nap.
Yep.
So, and Selank is great to like kind of counteract the stimulatory effects of Semax if it's too much for you. So Selank is awesome just as an anti-anxiety peptide in general. You feel focused, but you're calm. And cerebral lysin, I don't know everything about that one, but that one's apparently really good for kind of resetting your mental state, I guess is the best way to put it. It's supposed to have a lot of healing properties to it. There's a lot of other ones like dihexa. I've heard good things from dihexa, never really used it. I know the FDA's back and forth on it. Like, they go to some compounding pharmacies and tell them stop, and then others are still good. It's all up in the air. Yeah.
Well, a lot of times because these peptides work, and this is also like you have big pharma, and you're like, okay, you prescribe people who are, first off, birth control's wild. Like you give girls hormonal control, like major hormonal control at a really young age, and then they prescribe Adderall, they prescribe all these medications, and I'm like, first off, the medications don't really do that much for you, or like SSRIs and all that. I'm like, if you just would explore peptides more, which this is like, it gets a lot more niche, people who are like really into this stuff, but if that would have been more of a conversation earlier of like, also, there's not side effects when you come off. There's not a big like,
not a huge withdrawal.
It's not a withdrawal. Unlike someone's on Adderall and they're off Adderall. It's like a huge like.
It depends on the person. Depends on the dose. Like we're not here to demonize like, you know, traditional medications either.
Yeah.
I do think they prescribe a lot of these different things for various conditions that they could find other ways to kind of, I guess the best way to put it, find other ways to kind of, help me out here.
What do you mean? For
certain
pharmacy?
things. So let's say like ADHD, for instance, they prescribe stimulants. So that speeds up your central nervous system to keep up with, like, you know, a thing for people with attention deficit disorders. Their mind is always racing.
Yeah.
So so stimulants will help speed up your CNS and everything. So it helps you, helps you keep up with your own mind, right? So it allows you to focus and everything like that. Versus, you know, you could always do another way where you slow the mind down instead of speeding up your heart rate and everything. So there's a time and a place. I think they just prescribe a lot of these just across the board just to try to mitigate everything, because it's easy. These medications are around. They're accessible. They're affordable. There's generics.
When it's streamlined. And insurance companies pay for them.
Exactly.
That's the biggest thing.
Now, with this new administration coming in, they're very pro-peptide. So you're probably going to see things start to lean more towards that. Now,
is it confirmed that RFK is on TRT or no?
Yeah.
Okay, it's confirmed.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if it was like confirmed or not.
Yeah, he's been talking about it openly for years. I mean, he's talked about it with like Mark Bell and Chris Bell like multiple times. Joe Rogan, he's talked about it with him a couple times.
Which is great. I also, if you guys look at the before and after pictures of like what's his position? The Health Commission?
He's essentially, I don't know the exact position. He's essentially going to oversee like the health department and everything.
Yeah, but like the previous person to now, where I'm like, wow, someone in charge who does what they say. This is cool.
Well, so there are people that are knowledgeable that don't necessarily practice what they preach. But the fact of the matter is,
there's more conviction, I feel.
Yeah. The fact of the matter is, you don't have to look like shredded and everything for people to listen to you, but people are going to listen to you if you actually take the steps and practice what you preach versus just knowing things, but not actually putting action into it. So I don't even know who the former head of that entire organization was. I've never seen him before. I've heard that whoever it was, they didn't look the best, but I don't know who they are. I've never seen a picture of them. RFK, on the other hand, regardless of how you feel, regardless if you think he's a kook, whatever, he has some things that I think are going to benefit people as a whole. I do, especially when it comes to pharmaceuticals, the FDA, and all of that. And granted, some of his other stuff is a little wonky. We don't want to just cherry pick. There's good with the bad at all times with anybody. No one's perfect. But TRT is definitely something that I feel like insurance should like start to cover, because, you know, they always want to treat the symptoms, like the current state. Like doctors, pharmaceutical companies treat the symptoms, but they don't actually try to find the root cause and solve that.
Yeah.
Now, there's conspiracies, you know, keep people sick, you make more money. Sure. I don't believe that anyone's really out there going, I want these people to stay screwed up so we can keep medicating. I don't believe that. I think there's just so many people involved now that it's just a revolving door of the same exact thing repeatedly, like treat the symptom, treat the symptom, treat the symptom. And then you have, you know, insurance companies, which if you had to label anyone evil, I would say the bigger name insurance companies would be probably the closest thing you can get to that, because the decisions they make for a lot of things, whether or not to deny or cover something, it could be for the dumbest reason possible. It could be because you're a day early or a day late, when in fact that 24-hour difference could make the difference between life and death. Yeah. I mean, it's just such an annoying system. Having insurance is great. I don't advise anyone go without insurance. I really don't. Yeah. It's just one of those things that you have to accept. It sucks right now.
Yeah.
And it's going to get better. I have faith it's going to get better. You know, it's at the end of the day, it is a business, though. They have to figure out a way to make a profit. And I'm hoping that these next couple of years, they find a way to make a profit that doesn't compromise a person's mental state or their physical health.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, we all know about the CEO. If you saw, God bless his family, I feel terrible for his wife and his kids. At the end of the day, he was the head of that, and he was responsible for making those decisions. And there's a lot of arguments how many people ended up in worse spots with him at the head of that. Now, granted, I will never condone the actions taken by Luigi. But if you noticed people's response, they supported Luigi all the way. The majority of people supported that action. That should all but tell you how people feel towards the healthcare system.
Yeah.
Like, they do not feel empathetic at all.
Well, and that's why everyone's quitting traditional healthcare and taking it into their own hands. Like, I don't really go to a normal doctor's office. Like, I go all like cash pay for all my health services. Like, I cash pay my blood work. And I know what panels I want. I cash pay my consultations with clinicians. I cash pay any like medications I need. Because I'm like, I don't want to have to deal with like, insurance is so annoying. Everyone who knows they were dealt with it, it's like you have to like get on a call and just like, you're like begging. You're like, hey, this is why I need this. And they're like, You're like, dude.
You have to barter with them. You do.
Barter. And you should have someone who's like on your side. Like, no, I want you to feel the best you can.
Yeah.
And here's the solution.
I mean, I know several individuals that they worked for insurance companies, I mean, in pretty high up positions, and they were making, I mean, really good money. And they stopped because they're like, at some point they had to make a call that could, affect someone's life for their time remaining on Earth.
Yep.
And they didn't like that. So they ended up leaving because they're like, morally, we didn't feel right. We everyone has a moral compass. Some people are able to push it to the side, but like these individuals, like, I can't do this anymore because, I mean, I'm a believer in karma. This has nothing to do with peptides or insurance, anything. But I believe what goes around comes around. You're doing that to somebody. Excuse me.
Come on, silence all cell phones during the podcast.
Exactly. There we go. But where was that?
Karma, believe it.
Yeah.
Hand twirl.
Karma. Hand twirl. So what goes around comes around. So if you do that to somebody else, who's to say it's not going to happen to you? And then you're going to be like, okay, this is what it feels like.
Yeah.
Like when you're on the other side of the fence, life's a little different. I mean, there's all sorts of different things. Peptides and all that are great. I do think in the future, insurance will start to cover some more of, I mean, there's no telling with this new administration. Insurance will probably lean more towards covering more things, helping out more. So maybe people won't have to take it into their own hands all the time. Because at the end of the day, the things you're talking about doing, a lot of people can't afford to do that.
Yeah.
They can't, unfortunately. Yeah. I wish we could. I would love it. I kind of do both. I have certain things that, I get through insurance companies, and other things I'm able to pay out of pocket. Like TRT, I'm not going through insurance.
Yeah.
I mean, last time I checked, they wanted to charge me like $1,200 a month for TRT. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. They're upcharging a lot.
Do you want me to give you my paycheck every week?
And a lot of people think they'll like compare medications, but like, this is pretty expensive. And I'm like, okay, let's do the ROI. Is it worth you feeling better? Is it worth you being able to put on muscle, lose fat, have better health markers in general? Like, is that worth it? I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess it makes more sense. But guys are like, I think statistically, guys are like least likely to take care of themselves or invest in themselves out of like anybody. Because girls will spend like $1,000 on hair extensions in a heartbeat, and guys are like, oh, t-shirts. I don't know about
that. Well, I think it's just, I don't know. I think it's because maybe stereotypically, maybe how our generations were raised is just like, you bring in money, you put that towards things that make sense. So if it seems like a frivolous purchase, like a t-shirt or something, don't do it. Hold on to it. Like that scarcity mindset, I guess. Like, save your money. You should save your money. You should be smart with your money, investments, stocks, whatever. But also, if you want to buy a t-shirt, buy a freaking t-shirt. But you look at females, I mean, society puts a different kind of pressure on them, where it's like, oh, you need a $300 skincare routine.
Yeah.
The hair extensions. Oh, you have to have a new outfit for every single event. If I did that, I would never have money for like food. I don't know how.
It's expensive.
I don't know how half the women I know are able to afford all this. It's insane to me. Like, I get it. Take care of your skin. I take care of my skin. It's not the best, but I take care as much as I can.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, as you get older, skin changes a little bit. It's whatever. But it's like, I guess guys are just like, we just don't really care. I mean, we can care a little bit, but I don't think we're ever going to get to the point of like an average female in America, like how much they take care of themselves. I just don't. Guys, for the most part, will take care of themselves physically sometimes. But in terms of like just outfits and everything, I mean, I don't think I could compete with like my sister or my mom or any other female in my life. I don't think I can compete with them.
And it's different of like, I'm mainly just saying like in the vein of girls do a lot for themselves, which is great. We love that. It's enjoyable.
We just beat ourselves up.
Guys just beat ourselves up a lot. And also guys are pretty quiet. They don't want to talk about mental health. They don't want to talk about all the stuff that goes on behind the door. And I'm like, all right, everyone chill out. Like we're all just people at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'm transparent with everything that I do. I'm like, this is what I do and it works. And I'm 25, I'm young, but I'm like, hey, I knew what it felt when I was 24 and not on HRT, and 25 feels a lot better. And I'm like, everything else is going up. I'm getting strong again, losing fat, blood markers are still good. I'm like, okay, well, people will just understand this. You mean not?
I see you in the gym. You're definitely getting stronger.
Oh, it's crazy. No, it's like since starting just like basic TRT, I mean, I've put on like 10 pounds in every lift a week.
Yeah. Some people will listen and don't think that's a lot, but if you're continuously upping that weight, that's a compounding effect.
Oh yeah.
That adds up.
You're like, wait, in 3 months you'll mean I'll do 700 pounds. You're like, yeah.
Yeah. I've heard people be like, oh, I threw 5 pounds on my bench, whatever. And these are people that are not hormonally optimized or anything like that. They're just, just everyday people.
Yeah.
And you have someone that's, let's say, enhanced that craps all over them. It's like, well, there's two different circumstances here. You're enhanced and your weight's going up fast. This guy is, natural, if you will, and they're adding weight. Even if it's 5 pounds, they're continuously adding weight. So their goal and mindset is different than yours. You're both improving, just one's improving faster. So it's like peptides, TRT, I mean, any kind of hormone in general, they're going to benefit you to an extent. I mean, you just have to find out what dosage and everything works for you, because what works for one guy might not be good for the other. Like when I got my blood panel done after being on 200 mgs of TRT, which I stayed on that for a while, for the 200, like a long while. I was like at 1400. So I was super physiological. That's off the reference range.
What was your estradiol at?
Estradiol jumped pretty high. I think it was at, if I remember correctly, I think it was like 50s.
Okay.
Which I dropped it a little bit because I didn't want my estradiol and all that super high, just because you start to retain a lot of water. Yeah. And that can affect things like blood pressure and all of that. Yeah. I don't want that. I don't want the bloat face. It bothers me. But I got that down, dropped the dose eventually because my hematocrit, hemoglobin were just like, they were high. And you could tell because I would just start to get this very, very, very vivid red tint to my skin because I'm very fluorescently white. So that to me just means, a lot of red blood cells, just basically just producing everywhere. And so, I had to do bloodletting. So like phlebotomies to get that down. And then I dropped my TRT dosage, continued with phlebotomies for a little bit. And now everything's within the reference range. Even my actual testosterone, it's like, it's at the upper limit of the reference, but it's not off the reference range. So I feel a lot better now than I did on the 200. The 200, sure, I felt great in terms of strength and all that. But like everything else, anxiety, all of that was just heightened. So I had to like bring it down. So if you don't get your dosage right and you jump too high of a dose too soon, things like that, you are going to experience side effects. Now, I don't think they're going to be life-threatening unless they go unchecked, but you're gonna have some unpleasant effects if you're not aware. Like you have to pay attention to your everyday actions. Like, oh, I had this phone call with somebody. Maybe you're usually a chill guy. You have a phone call with somebody and all of a sudden you're just like really annoyed. If that's not a common response from you, then maybe you need to check to see how much you're taking of whatever it is.
Yeah, what's going on in the back end to affect. And also if you're really moody, it's estrogen. It's not testosterone causing that. And but the thing is, if you take testosterone, estrogen rises with that. So it's like, okay. And for you, if you were living life at 7 for a while,
everything hurt.
It's a pretty big difference than going to 50. It's a 5x increase in mood and
I was snap, crackle, and pop when my estradiol was that low. I mean, everything hurt. My elbows hurt. Like I could do a bicep curl without my elbow just like screaming at me. It was so annoying. And you know, that also could lead, you have to have estradiol. Like I know people are constantly wanting to crush their estrogen, but the fact of the matter is it's not just joint health. It's your mental state. It's your sex drive. Everything is affected by that. If your estradiol is that low for a long period of time, you will have health problems. It's been proven. Low estrogen will screw you up later in life.
Your bone health goes, and your cardiovascular health goes.
Yeah. Now, and also if your test is too high, like for your body, that could have health complications. So everything has to be within a certain range. Like if your test is through the roof and your estradiol is like a 1, I mean, that's no better than just being tanked out in general. It's not, because you're gonna have this weird tug of war. Like and everyone is different. Everyone's going to respond to a different level of like how much their body has testosterone, estrogen. Some people are better like below the reference range on estrogen. Can't explain it. This is just a baseline. Some people are better with test off the charts. For the time being, they're probably good, but later on in life, it's probably not ideal because, I mean, as far as I know and as far as I've seen, there's no like harm to your heart or cardiovascular from TRT unless you're abusing it.
And the thing is, it's not the testosterone causing the side effects. It's the other things happening in your body raising that's caused, like it's the water retention. It's the kidney function from high blood pressure. It's like, it's the indirect effects. It's the indirect effect of everything else you do that's causing the side effects, which, because people need to realize like testosterone is a natural compound. Is like your body makes it. You're not like, it's not something that's like, oh, caffeine. Your body doesn't make caffeine naturally. Where you can overdose of caffeine way easier than you can overdose on testosterone too, by the way.
Yeah, and the side effects of caffeine overdosing on that are way worse.
Yeah, like if you mess up your TRT injection, do like an extra 100 milligrams, you'll be fine.
Yeah, everything will come down.
Yeah, it just dissolves. But man, I've definitely had a day where I'm like, I drank 3 coffees, and I'm like, I should never have done that.
We both had that day. We've both never had multiple days like that.
When it's funny now that I'm older, like I have 1 cup of coffee. That is it.
Yeah, back in the day, like when we worked like the store together, we would just destroy energy drinks pre-workout. That wasn't just caffeine, but all the other plethora of stimulants involved in a pre-workout formula. And we're still trucking along. And I'm just like, and here's the other thing that people don't realize. If you abuse stimulants, that's going to suppress your hormones.
Yep.
That's going to tank you, like massively. So you combine no sleep, terrible diet, poor lifestyle choices, on top of copious amounts of caffeine, which is going to further impact your sleep. That's a recipe for destroying your hormone. Yeah, like all of your hormones in your body. Like you're just suppressing everything. Like you're masking all the issues you have by doing that. Like so, I mean, on TRT, one thing I've noticed, like, cause I've significantly cut my caffeine down, like significantly, like probably by 80%. I'm barely above 200 milligrams of caffeine a day.
Yeah.
Like if that. There's some days where I'll have a cup of coffee and that's it. Like,
I can't even finish my coffee most days.
Yeah. Now on the weekends, I may play around a little bit more with it. That's whatever. That's my drink of choice versus like alcohol. But people don't realize there's always like some kind of feedback loop to what you're putting in your body. There's no biological free lunch. Something's gonna hate what you do to it, and something's gonna love what you do to it. If you're someone that has compromised, I don't know, cardiovascular function and all that, you might need to look into getting that in check before you start on something like testosterone. Because if you're already in a bad spot, like health-wise, you need to fix that before you start going to compounds like TRT or peptides. You need to bring things in line, get your actual like habits in check first. Because a lot of things like TRT or peptides get a bad name because people that don't do anything other than take those substances complain about having negative effects. It's like, yeah, because you shouldn't be on these unless you have your lifestyle in check. It's not one or the other. You have to do both in order to get benefits. You cannot take something and not work. Like you're just using the substance as a crutch. You're not actually doing anything. Like, I just think you're being lazy.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Like, people want a magic pill or something. It's like, people say it time and time again, and it's the truth. You will never find a magic pill. Like, you look at things like semaglutide, Ozempic, all the GLP-1s. People that come off that are going to rebound with their weight.
Yeah.
If they don't have stomach paralysis or whatever side effects, because
Yeah.
they're starting to notice side effects because they never made the lifestyle like changes to it. It's like people that get what is it? What's the
Which one?
not a tummy tuck?
Oh, when they had the fat sucked out of them?
Liposuction.
Liposuction.
Yeah, liposuction. Like, a lot of those people they'll break out of the band or whatever they put around them. Like, I don't know the terminology with that.
Yeah.
But most of those people rebound back and they become heavier than they once were because they just relied on this, whatever this substance or procedure was, to make it better. It's like, no, you have to still consciously make the decisions. If you go home, you have a dozen jelly-filled donuts, which sure are amazing, and you shove them in your face every single day, guess what's never going to happen? You're never going to get to where you're going to go. And it's extreme accountability. It's your fault. Like, that's another thing people need to take into consideration. Everything that happens to you that's within your control, if it doesn't go the way you want it to, it's your fault. Take ownership of it and fix it. Like, stop blaming someone else or blame the pharmaceutical company or like, oh, Ozempic didn't work. Well, were you eating right?
Yeah.
Were you exercising? Were you taking enough protein? Because guess what? You're not going to maintain any muscle mass on Ozempic if you're not taking in protein. If you're eating a Rice Krispie treat and a bowl of spaghetti late at night, guess what? That's not going to be enough to sustain you. Like, people miss the point all the time. They think, oh, this is a miracle drug. There is no such thing. There is no such thing. Like, people think GLP-1s are miracle drugs right now. They're not miracle drugs. They're miracle, I guess you could say.
It's like just getting an upgraded tool. It's like going from like a manual hammer to a jackhammer.
They're a power tool. Thing is, just like power tools, the user has to know what they're doing.
Yeah. You're going to hurt yourself.
Yeah. You know, topic of a jackhammer. You ever seen someone that's used a jackhammer that doesn't know what they're doing?
Yeah.
It's hilarious and dangerous. Same thing with any of these drugs. If you're just willy-nilly just pumping them in your system and you're not doing anything on the back end to help yourself, I mean, you're just wasting money and just putting yourself in a really bad spot. I mean, people want, I mean, maybe it's just American culture as a whole, but we want instant gratification for everything. I mean, no one's willing to work for it or actually think something through before they do it. Like, everyone's impulsive. Like, yeah, sure, I have some impulsiveness. Like, I see something, like we're talking about the guys in t-shirts. I'll see a cool t-shirt. I'm like, I want it. Oh, I did that today at the gym. I bought this shirt. I was like, you know what? I've been eyeballing this shirt for like, wasn't really impulsive. I've been eyeballing this shirt for like 2 weeks. I'm like, you know what? I'm still thinking about it. Just buy it.
Yeah.
Like, you just think through. That's it. That's it.
And if people want to, so here's your roadmap. If you want to do GLP-1s, this is what you want to do. You don't want to just get on a GLP-1. You should honestly get on a growth hormone peptide too, because it's going to help with fat lipolysis. And you should probably get on TRT if you're a guy. Because it's like, if you're already overweight, I guarantee your hormones are gone. So you get on TRT, you increase your metabolism, you get better IGF-1, your lipolysis is increased. Also, men on higher testosterone typically will crave more meat. Like, they'll crave more whole foods because it's going to satiate certain things.
I want steak all the time.
All the time. It's great. I love it. But if you can do that and then get a diet in place and then get a workout in place, I guarantee, I would put everything I have that you will lose weight and you look amazing if you do that with the diet, the peptides, the TRT, and the lifting. Because there's nothing that can go wrong. From a biological standpoint, you cannot not succeed. Like, you will do great.
Now, everything's, dosage dependent too. But like, one thing people need to do, like, if you're in a compromised state because you're obese, get the weight off first before. So whether that's through the use of Ozempic with lifestyle changes, because you can notice your hormones will start to become more in line when you start to get your body back in a good spot. From there, you're probably still not going to be at optimal levels. That's where you
There'll
would
probably be some
introduce
like
something
lifelong suppression.
Yeah, that's where you'll optimize something like TRT. Because most people at high body fat percentages, people don't realize the higher body fat you are, chances are your estrogen is also going to be higher.
Yep.
And your ratio of estrogen are just going to be way off. Like it's just something people don't really understand, which isn't their fault because up until this point, it's not like the healthcare systems really told us all these things. It's other entities coming out to telling us. It's podcasts. It's hormone clinics. It's people that practice what they preach coming out and saying it. Not just a gym bro, but actually people with like some credentials behind them.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, listen, if you really want to find the root cause and do this, you need to do X, Y, and Z. And then from there, if you need like pharmaceutical assistance, then introduce it.
Yeah.
It's like people with like, in terms of supplements, for instance, people think fat burners are going to just burn all the fat off their body. No, it will slightly increase your metabolism, but the effects you get from it, the actual like fat burning effects you get from it are when you're actually, your diet's tuned in, you're in a calorie deficit, you combine those, then you have a good foundation. But if you don't have the structure in place first, like your diet, your exercise, your sleep habits, all of that, hydration, I mean, you're just throwing things into your system for no reason, like pre-workouts. You know what? I love pre-workouts just like everybody. It's a ritualistic thing at the gym. I love it. It's one of my favorite parts. I think supplements are fun. Now, granted, there's some that, some people will take and be like, oh, this is terrible. Well, it's also because people don't really understand ingredients. And it's the same thing when it comes to peptides and all that. They don't understand it. They just hear someone say this does this. They'll use it, and then they'll go to Reddit and complain for like 3 hours. So also don't take your advice from Reddit.
Yeah. There's definitely better. There's plenty of clinical papers out there now.
Yeah.
Like you can every peptide has some kind of clinical trial with it. You can view it, understand some data.
I swear there are people on Reddit that are literally just trying to get people to kill themselves. I swear there are.
They're just trolls.
I've read some weird things on Reddit.
Yeah. And that's where try to talk to a doctor who knows about testosterone. Don't talk to a doctor because there are doctors who are doctors, but will just demonize testosterone. And I'm like, that is not,
Yeah.
No. That's not right.
Yeah.
Like, you're already wrong from the get-go there.
And that's why there's hormone specialists or specialists that work in various fields, because guess what? Your general practitioner is not going to know everything about every single field. That's called practicing out of their scope. Now, they know enough, so you should still listen to them, but if you really think there's an issue, have them refer you to a specialist or take it in your own hands and go see a specialist or a hormone clinic or somebody to get your bloods drawn. Because at the end of the day, you still have to respect your doctor. They're there for a reason, but they don't know everything about everything. They know about their general practice. They know about certain things you can do. They're very helpful, and I will never discount that. But at the end of the day, there's a reason there are medical practitioners that work in specialized facilities and specialized roles, because their expertise is in that role. So if you go to like your general practitioner and you talk to them about hormones, chances are they're going to refer you to a hormone specialist or a urologist to get blood work done.
Yep.
Because that's out of their scope. Now, if you ever have a doctor or like a general practitioner telling you, no, that's terrible, all that, I'm going to be honest, find another doctor. Because if they're that close-minded that quick, they're not interested in helping you.
Yeah,
like,
they're constantly learning, and
they're interested in their ego. So from there, go find someone else.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
And the benefit of working with a TRT clinic is that they've done it before. They've worked with hundreds of people like you, seen probably hundreds of different scenarios of like, oh, when this person has testosterone in their system, this happens.
Yeah.
So they've probably seen something like you before, which is better than someone who doesn't do that. And now you're like their first case, like, oh, I guess I'll prescribe it.
Yeah.
Versus someone who's like, oh, I know exactly what's going to happen when this happens, or they know exactly what to tell you to take, or all this. And that's the benefit of working hormone clinics. It's what they do. It's like, if you want someone to fly a plane, don't go to a helicopter pilot, go to a pilot that flies planes.
Exactly. Now, sure, they might know a few things about the other, but they're not going to know nearly as much because they're not the professional in that regard.
Yep.
Now, the other thing is, like, you can naturally raise your testosterone through your diet and lifestyle changes. Yes. Now, you might not reach that level to where you want to be or where you feel you should be. And that's where the replacement therapy hormones come into play. So some people are really quick to just jump into it. And then those same people come back years later and they will tell you they regret making that choice because they didn't take the necessary steps first. Because the fact of the matter is TRT is not something you should just go on and off of. TRT is a commitment.
It's a lifelong commitment.
Now, it's not to say you won't survive without it, but you will notice you're not going to feel the greatest after a while if you come off. There's ways to mitigate that through like HCG, Clomid, and clomiphene, all of that. But at the end of the day, TRT is not something you should just cycle. It's a hormonally altering drug that you want to consistently take. It should be a lifelong commitment is the best way to put it.
And the thing is, you're not going to want to come off because you're going to feel so much better.
Yeah.
You're going to have all the benefits. You're going to be like, well, how'd I ever want to go back to that?
Yeah.
Because before you get on TRT, you think life is just as it is. You're like, okay, this is just what life is.
Just chill.
It's just chill. And then you get on and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to die anymore. This is awesome. Like I'm excited. I'm excited to wake up now.
The one thing about TRT when I first started on is your drive goes through the roof.
Yeah.
You have to practice being able to relax. Because I promise you, when you're first on it,
you just want to do everything.
You'll have a hard time relaxing because you want to do things. Like, so that's why a lot of entrepreneurs love TRT.
So many.
So there's pros and cons. Like you have to be ready for those types of things. So if you're a driven person naturally, TRT is going to enhance that. If you're a lazy person, it'll still probably enhance it. But like, you know, you have to be prepared for certain things. So there's no like negative side effects unless you have pre-existing conditions. But what I would consider a negative is not realizing that, oh, I have to actually actively try to relax. Like it's hard for me to sit down and just watch a movie. It's really hard. Like I'm a naturally energetic person. You add testosterone in the mix and I want to like deep clean things. I want to like build something. I want to eat all the steak. Like I don't want to sit down. It's kind of a, it's kind of a shift in mindset when I first started. It was really weird to first experience. I'm like, yo, where was this my entire life?
Yeah.
Because I felt like chronically fatigued probably since like the later years in high school. So I'm like, I wonder how much this would have changed if I had this like going into college when I needed it.
Yeah.
Mind you, high schoolers and college age kids should not just be jumping on hormones. Like that's a trend I see, and I it's a terrible trend. And it also is why hormones and peptides get stigmatized as a bad thing because so many young kids are just jumping on stuff.
Yeah, the education's lacking.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that's one thing that's going to come out is more education on it. People are eventually just going to accept the fact this is the new norm and that these tools can be used heavily to benefit you, people around you, and just enhance your quality of life. Like, I mean, I would say really, I guess another con, because I wasn't ready for it, was just sex drive through the roof. You really have to be ready for that. Like, I was not prepared for that.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of guys don't talk about this. It can almost be distracting.
Oh, no. It can
be
definitely,
distracting.
yeah. So it's like you have to, willpower. If some girl you like is talking to you and all that, and you're at work or something, you really have to focus on work because I promise you'll drop everything and go see her.
Well, and just so everyone knows, like this is basically how you would act if you were like 17 or 18 again.
Yeah.
Because your hormones are back to when you were 17 or 18. Yeah. So just that, but now you have more maturity. So it's like, okay, I know how to manage my emotions now so I don't be dumb.
Yeah. You have to, regulate your own emotions. Make sure you have those, you have to have boundaries with yourself. It's like TRT is great. Then you're walking down, let's say the Highlands, and you see, I don't know, a bunch of cute girls at a bar. Next thing you know, you want to cross the street. It's like, no, stop. You have things to do. Go do your things. Then, I don't know, download Tinder. I don't know.
Yeah. Just use that energy for something else more productive. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're going to live.
I don't know, build a house.
Just go out to the woods, start cutting down wood, and just
shovel all this snow and ice off every street in the city.
That'd actually be great. If we could have everyone right now just start shoveling snow, that would be awesome. There's still plenty of it.
Yeah, where if y'all don't know, Louisville got hit with a pretty big winter storm.
Yep.
So a lot of ice
everywhere.
A lot of cars and ditches.
Well, thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you, sir.
It was great having you.
You too.
And where can people follow you on Instagram?
Nappy511 or just Nappy511. No, actually, no, it's supplementism. So
you're like, actually, wrong account.
Supplementism on Instagram. And yeah, just follow me on there.
Great. Thanks for being on.
Thank you, sir.